Okay, welcome children. We start the next chapter, that is health and hygiene. Now in this chapter we are going to learn first what is health. Now health is something according to WHO, that is WHO, World Health Organization. It has said that health is defined as a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being. Three very important words: physical, mental and social well-being. Physical means the physical the part of the body, so that we are not suffering from any fever, any cough and cold or any kind of loose motion, diarrhea, or any part is not aching or paining or anything has not become red like this way. This type of disorder is in the physical state is not health. So when there is no disorder of all these things, we say that a person is healthy. But as I said, that who said that three aspects they have taken, that is physical, mental and social. A person is physically fit, does not have any kind of disease, but the mental stability is not at all good or not proper, not normal. So in that case also the person is suffering from unhealthiness. The person is not at all healthy. And the third one we have is the social well-being. Like if the person is smoking or drinking or is a robber, a thief or doing antisocial activities, that is also not healthy at all. It is not healthy for the society. So this is what WHO has tried, or WHO has tried to explain it to us, that a complete state, a person is healthy when he is physically fit, when he is mentally sound and he is socially accepted by the society. So that is what WHO has explained to us what health is. So we define again this health, the term health, according to WHO, that is a complete state of complete physical, mental and social well-being. Now health is often upset by diseases. A person is healthy, very good and nice, but sometimes he falls sick. He may be having physical sickness, as I told you, like fever or cough and cold or some irritation or some rashes or some type of diseases. So in that way what happens, the health is upset, or he may be having some tension. So that is also anxiety. So that is also your unhealthiness. So we come to the diseases. How can diseases occur? Now diseases can occur, one, due to lack of imbalance in the diet. So when the diet is not proper, so first we do is imbalance in diet. So the first one that we have is imbalance in the diet. That means you are not taking proper amount of food, adequate amount of food. Either you are taking too much, whatever the body requires, or maybe too less. According to your body, according to yourself, you are not taking the amount of food. Maybe you are eating a lot of junk food which is filling your stomach, but the body is not getting the enough amount of nutrients in it. So in this way what happens, since the body is unable to take the nutrients, it is having a lack of certain maybe vitamins or minerals or carbohydrate or fats or proteins. This is lacking in the body. As a result, the body falls sick. The second one we have is due to infection by some microorganism. So the second point we have is infection due to microbes. Microbes is a term we can use against microorganism. It means same, both are same. So due to infection, like you are having cold, common cold, it is due to infection of some virus, or maybe you are having jaundice, or you are maybe having typhoid. So that is, it is due to some bacteria. A person may be suffering from a very recent one that we are undergoing, the pandemic that is undergoing, that is the person is attacked due to novel COVID-19 virus. So that is what is happening, that is due to some microorganism infecting, maybe some worms, okay, filaria worms, or you may have the roundworm in the body. Okay, so disease can be due to that, or infection of tapeworm. So microorganisms, we have this. Then we have due to malfunctioning of vital organs. So the third one we have is vital organs. The word vital means important. The word vital means important, means these are like your heart, your lungs, your liver, your kidney. So when these are not working properly, suppose there is a stone that is there in the kidney, so it is not going to filter the blood properly. You will have lot of pain at the back, over here at the back you will have lot of pain. Your urination will be a problem, blood will come out along with urine, or so this is an effect, what you call kidney gets affected. If there is a heart problem, you are unable to breathe properly, maybe there is a deposit of cholesterol inside the heart, or maybe inside the arteries, which is not able the blood to move, okay, properly. So this is that due to malfunctioning of the vital organs. So vital organs, you have like your heart, your lungs, your liver, or any important organs of the body. Then we come to is allergic reaction. Again, this is also very important. Fourth point, allergic reaction. Now in this, what happens is that a person suffers due to allergies, maybe due to pollen grains or some kind of food that the person is allergic to. If unknowingly the person consumes it, then what happens? The reaction takes place. Maybe he has fever, or he gets rashes, or he gets what you call red marks on the skin, and he may be having some breathing problem also. So that is the allergic reaction that we have. And the one of the common one is asthma. Asthma is, or hay fever. These are the what you call some allergic outburst, allergic reactions that occurs in the body. And the last one we have over here is due to smoking and alcoholism or drug addiction. So this what happens, the person suffers from unhealthy lifestyle. So the fifth point we have is drug abuse. So this is what the 5 ways a person can be suffering from diseases. So the first one we have imbalance in the diet. Second one we have infection due to microbes. Third one is malfunctioning of the vital organs. Fourth one is allergic reactions. And the last one, that is drug abuse, alcoholism and smoking. So these are the 5 ways how diseases can take place. Now, there are different ways also, there are different factors that are responsible for disease to occur. The first one is that we have is nutritional factor. So when we are not taking the food properly, we are not taking enough amount of nutrients. We have already discussed that there are 5 nutrients and 2 dietary constituents that we have. The 5 nutrients that we have is the carbohydrate, protein, fats, vitamins and minerals. So these are very important because they go into the body, they nourish our body. Along with this, we have 2 dietary constituents, that is your water and roughage. So when these 7 dietary constituents are not, the body is not getting in proper amount, then definitely the body cannot work properly, and so the body becomes unhealthy. So we have this disease like protein and carbohydrate. Protein and carbohydrate, if it is deficient in the body, the person suffers from diseases like kwashiorkor and marasmus. Now these two diseases takes place to children of very tender age. Within the span of 3 years it can attack the children. So we have this protein calorie deficiency or protein and carbohydrate when it is lacking in the food, in the diet. Then you have vitamins. There are different types of diseases that takes place due to lack of vitamin. We have so many vitamins in the our body requires, like vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E and vitamin K. So 6 types of these are common ones. Like vitamin A, if it is lacking, the person suffers from night blindness. If it is vitamin B, then the person suffers from beriberi. If it is vitamin C, lack of vitamin C, a person suffers from scurvy. Vitamin D is rickets, and vitamin E is not very much what you call skin problem little bit. And vitamin K, if it is lacking, then the person suffers from hemorrhage, that is the blood does not clot inside the body. Suppose if something takes place, what happens? There is a continued flow of blood that takes place, okay, inside the body. If there is a cut or a bruise, something taking place inside the body, if there is a cut inside the body, a vessel ruptures, maybe a capillary ruptured, so it continuously flows, the stoppage does not take place, so that is very dangerous. Then we come to is your minerals. There are different minerals also which help us to stay healthy, like let us say calcium and phosphorus. It helps the bones to be strong. So if you are not taking enough amount of calcium and phosphorus in the food, then what will happen? The bones are going to become weak. They are going to become deformed. They are going to become like bow-like thing, okay, round-like thing. And also they can break off very easily. So you must have calcium and phosphorus in the diet. You must have iodine in the diet so that your thyroid gland, which is present over here, it can function well. You must have iron also, which is very important constituent of the red blood cell, and we all know that red blood cell is a carrier of your oxygen. So if iron is not proper, hemoglobin cannot be formed properly, so carrying oxygen is not proper, okay, so that is very much required for the body. So these are the minerals. So we have protein, carbohydrates, we have vitamins and minerals. So we must eat a balanced diet which is going to replenish all the nutrients, or let us say the 7 dietary constituents in the body. Next we have done is the microorganism. The next one, due to microorganism, microbes, we have bacteria. Infection caused due to bacteria or diseases caused by bacteria, like we have pneumonia, we have leprosy, we have tuberculosis, we have cholera, food poisoning, which is very common. Food poisoning also can take place because some bacteria, some harmful bacteria is present and it goes into our body, maybe by the help of food or maybe by water. It has gone inside our body. The second one that we have under this microbe infection is your protozoa. That is some kind of animals, small microscopic animals like amoeba, or let us say like your trypanosoma. Okay, all these things they create a lot of problem. So we have this disease like malaria and amoebiasis.